Hello and welcome to the Gameplay Cast review for the first-person shooter High on Life. High on Life is a single-player FPS game developed and published by Squanch Games. It's a sci-fi game created by Justin Roiland, so any fans of the series Rick and Morty won't be surprised that much of the same humour and voice acting is present. This begs the question then, is the game as big as the hit TV series? Yes and no is the answer, I'm afraid, and here's why. The plot is taken straight out of a 60s sci-fi movie, and this is that aliens have invaded. What's not out of the 60s is why. Basically, an alien corporation, the G3, wants to use humans as a drug. So now I say it, maybe it is straight out of the 60s. The unnamed player character picks up a weird alien gun after witnessing its wielder being killed. The gun, Kenny, then helps you to steal a warp crystal and warp you and your sister Lizzie, as well as your house, to the relative safety of Blim City. Kenny is a Gatlian, and he helps us recruit a washed-up bounty hunter named Gene. Gene agrees to help in exchange for your house if you die. Anyway, so you start to follow leads to track down the various leaders of the G3 Corporation, working your way to their leader, Garmantuous. The gameplay, as mentioned, is that of a sci-fi FPS, although in this regard, it is an average at best shooter. The different Gatlians, or guns, you collect as you progress through the game are all different with some interesting special abilities. Kenny is a pistol with a glob shot that knocks enemies over or into the air. Gus is like a shotgun with a bouncing disc special. Creature fires little drone babies that attack enemies with a special that controls them for a short amount of time. You can also buy and equip upgrades to improve performance and modify the specials. So there is some variety in terms of the guns you can wield. Unfortunately, outside of the boss battles, which aren't too bad, every single encounter is basically the same 5 units. They appear from nowhere, you smash through them, maybe there's a few snipers, maybe a Hulk to make things a bit more interesting or difficult, but I would say 90% of the combat is the same units in different quantities. I suppose I could level the same critique at COD, but the difference here is that the shooting mechanics are so well tuned and well done that it's not really the same. High on Life is much more relaxed, just keep shooting and even on hard you'll smoke the bad guys. Its shooting mechanics just aren't in the same league as COD. All is not lost though, because the humour is really the style of the show. This is the special sauce that brings it all together. The narrative with some of the characters, the bizarre NPCs and events. Heck, I laughed out loud when I noticed an alien traffic warden sticking parking tickets on my house in Blim City. The detail level and zany fun is very well done. I mean, they literally bought the rights to actual movies, and you can watch a full 90-minute movie on the in-game television or the movie theatre warp disc. There's just so many random weird interactions that keep you guessing. Even the mundanity of most fights don't wear you down. Most of the time, you can pretty much kill them without slowing down in any case. Unfortunately, elements of this humour will not be everyone's cup of tea, and at times it definitely goes too far. But I'll discuss this in detail later. The last gameplay element I'll touch on is the traversal and the collectibles, starting with traversal. In general, it's pretty decent, and once you have all the guns and armour upgrades unlocked, you can speed your way across most areas. Unfortunately, the game devs decided to lock items behind certain upgrades and weapons, so you'll have to return to prior mission sites if you want to grab all the collectibles. Not a move I'm a big fan of.
It is your destiny.
The graphics and visuals are nothing special at first glance, they're your standard cartoony cel-shaded deal. However, the attention to detail in pretty much all the game's settings and environments is really good. I often say cutting edge graphics are not required at all for a game to be good, and this game really epitomises this. The vibrant world is full of comedy details, the set dressing is pretty good, and the style matches the game perfectly. Apart from the odd glitch and graphics pop, I don't have much more to add. Solid, thematic, and I generally liked it. Issues on the wall. What's the worst of them all? Well, I actually think the worst thing in terms of gameplay is the lack of enemy and encounter variety outside of boss battles. Wow, that was a mouthful. I've already mentioned this, but the game just needed a few more enemies, more weapons, a sniper for one, and just a bit more thought in terms of some of the encounters. Yes, it's fun and chaotic, but I think we could have amped it up a few more notches. I mean, once I unlocked the power upgrade for Kenny, I used the same weapon with ease for the entire game, with the exception of a few boss battles. However, the worst thing in the game by far is also the best thing in the game. It's humour. I really liked the zany mad world, characters and encounters, I got the jokes, I laughed, and it was all good. Until Kenny opens his mouth, that is. Too often you get long play Rick and Morty monologues that are just straight up annoying. I played while my girlfriend was reading a book next to me, and I was embarrassed by how stupid and irritating the guns were at times. Yes, you can turn it off or down, but that's not the point. I want to experience the game the way the designer intended, and apparently they intended it to be annoying. Equally, the game lacks finesse and polish in my humble opinion. Here's some examples that are basics the game dropped the ball on. Firstly, no minimap or menu map. You're just expected to memorise the location of chests that you can't unlock yet, to come back at a later stage and find your way through an area where everything looks the same to locate where the chest you missed was. Pointless and time wasting. I'd pretty much say with confidence that this was probably done on purpose to increase the game's longevity. It should have been like Doom, clear map with icons to where the chests are so you can go back and get them. Second, no New Game Plus. They've included several achievements that are easy to miss, requiring a second or third playthrough, but there's no way to follow on from your previous game. It would have been nice to just start afresh with all the guns and run through the story to get the bits you've missed. They might be able to add this later, I suppose, but yeah. And the last thing I'll mention is the fact that you don't get Let's Do It, Vin Diesel, Fandom Games, outside of the last mission of the game. No rhyme or reason why, it just disappears and you can't use it. Thus making all the boring collecting after the story is done even more tedious. It might have actually been fun for a bit if you could just eviscerate everything with Let's Do It, but no, grindy, shooty. Time to summarise. Well, after my critique in the last section, you'd probably got the impression that I didn't really enjoy the game overall, but I don't think that's true. Having got 97% completion, damn that moderators please ban achievement, I did enjoy playing the game. There were some tedious patches, but a lot of humour did land, and the boss fights at least were different, and stabbing enemies with knifey took a good while to get boring. There's 100% issues with this game. It needed more variety, more polish, less Morty, and less dull collectibles. That said, I did have fun with it, it did make me laugh, and it is part of Game Pass, so I didn't pay the High on Life price tag of £47, $58. I think if I'd parted with that kind of money, I would be less sympathetic. In any case, I award this game a 6 out of 10. The attention to detail, decent boss battles, mad characters and bizarre encounters were enough to get me through the parts where the humour went too far or the very average shooting mechanics started to grind. Thus, the game is spared a negative rating, but by the same token, it also misses out on a good rating. Overall, it's pretty average, worth checking out if you've already subscribed to Xbox Game Pass, or plan to. Not worth purchasing at full price in this man's opinion. If you want to check out High on Life following this review, it's available on Steam and Xbox Game Pass for consoles and PC. This concludes the Gameplay Cast's review of the first-person shooter, High on Life. I've been Tim from Gameplay Casts, you've been awesome, and all that's left for me to say is peace out and thanks for watching.